So you're thinking about moving to Prosper, Texas. Well, let me tell you the one thing about Prosper that trips up almost every family who moves here. And it has nothing to do with whether they'll love it because, well, they usually do. It's actually this. In Prosper, the sticker price you see is not usually the total price. And that number on the listing isn't your real monthly cost. Same goes for the tax rate that you look up. It probably isn't your real tax rate. And Prosper High School may not actually be your kid's high school. But none of that means don't move here. Prosper is one of the most family-packed, newest, and most amenity-loaded suburbs in all of North Texas. This is the place with the giant year-round swimmable lagoon right in the middle of a neighborhood. It just means that you have to know what you're actually buying because this is a town that is still being built and the map is getting redrawn right under your feet. So today I'm going to walk you through some of the neighborhoods, the schools, and the boundary thing. We'll also check out the commute and the real cost, including the tax surprise that catches a lot of people off guard. Make sure to stick with me to the cost section especially because that's where two identical houses that may be only a mile apart can have wildly different bills. First though, a friendly hello. I'm Kristen Carpentier and I'm a licensed realtor here in Dallas-Fort Worth and a very blessed and very busy mom of four. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now the city of Prosper sits up near the very top of Collin County with a little slice spilling over into Denton County. It's just north of Frisco and runs east and west along the Dallas North Tollway. And the story of Prosper is basically the story of ranch land becoming a city in fast forward. So it really wasn't that long ago that Prosper was known as horse country. But today it's one of the fastest growing towns in all of Texas. The population of Prosper has grown quickly and it's still expanding fast. And here's the number that tells you who moves here. About 57% of households have children that are still at home. That number is pretty enormous compared to other areas. Of all the suburbs that I cover, Prosper has one of the highest shares of households with kids. When people say that Prosper feels like it's all young families, the data actually backs that up. Niche.com gives Prosper an A+ rating overall. The homes here are among some of the newest in DFW, and they skew towards the larger size. And it still hangs on to a genuine small town core. There's even a historic grain elevator and a real downtown Main Street. But make no mistake, that small town identity is colliding with some city scale growth in real time. And that collision is the whole story. Now, Prosper is defined by its master plan communities. They're big and full of amenities with a lifestyle director and resort pool kind of places. But let me walk you through some of the ones that families are asking me about specifically. Windsong Ranch is known as more of like that flagship neighborhood, and it's the one that is always going viral. It has a couple thousand acres, and the signature amenity is a roughly 5-acre crystal blue lagoon. It's an actual swimmable lagoon with a white sandy beach, where you can also kayak and paddleboard right in the middle of your neighborhood. And you can do it year round. Now beyond that, it has multiple resort style pools, a fitness center, tennis and pickleball courts, and miles of trails. It also has a full-time lifestyle director and its own on-site elementary schools. Pricing generally runs from the mid-500s and up well past $1 million, depending on the particular builder and section of the community. Now, Star Trail is more like its executive, all-luxury neighbor. You'll find wide lots, big homes, a big clubhouse, and 3 pools. You can figure spending somewhere around $600,000 to $800,000 or even up past $2 million at the top end. Then there's Legacy Gardens neighborhood, which leans more full luxury. Think 3,000 to 5,000 plus square feet with prices in the high 800s and up. And then there's a bit of a nuance I have to call out because it kind of confuses a lot of people. Some of the most famous Prosper communities like Light Farms and Mosaic, for example, are actually physically located in the city of Celina, the town just north of Prosper. Now these neighborhoods feed into Prosper School District, so there are a lot of people that will end up calling them Prosper, but they're actually located in a totally different city with a different tax setup. So when you're comparing, don't just go by the community's reputation. Verify the actual city and the actual school district for the specific address. Now, I do keep a full Prosper page over on my website with the neighborhoods that are broken down if you want to dive a little deeper into some more specifics. There's also a gated 55 plus community in Prosper called Ladera. So if you've got multi-generational plans, it's worth knowing that it's there. Okay, Now let's get into the schools. And this is the first place where we talk about how the map is being redrawn right under your feet and how that starts to get real. Prosper ISD is one of the fastest growing school districts in the entire state of Texas. It's grown incredibly fast, adding new campuses every year, just trying to keep up. Niche grades it around an A overall with top marks for its college prep. Now the district built a giant marquee stadium called Children's Health Stadium that's sized for a district that's way bigger than Prosper used to be. On the ground, the schools are a big part of why families choose Prosper. But here's what you cannot assume. For most of its history, Prosper had just one high school. As the growth exploded, they added some more. And you've now got Prosper High School, Rock Hill, and Walnut Grove High Schools. So if you're thinking we're moving to Prosper and our kids are going to go to Prosper High School, well, that may not actually be true. It depends entirely on your address. And the district has recently opened new campuses and updated attendance boundaries. So you really want to make sure to verify the current assignment for that exact address. Now, on top of that, remember Prosper is mostly Prosper ISD, but a small western slice of the town actually falls into Frisco ISD. And the school lines do not follow city limits here. So a Prosper address can be in Frisco ISD, and a Celina or even McKinney address can be located in Prosper ISD. So the rule in Prosper is, more than almost anywhere else that I cover, do not fall in love with a house based on a school that you assume it's going to feed into. Verify that exact campus for that exact address before you write the offer, and know it can still shift over time. And I will never tell a family which school is going to be best, because that's going to be your call. My job is to make sure that you're looking at the right one. There's a page on every one of these districts on my website, and an Ask Kristen chat if a boundary question comes up while you're browsing at 2 a.m. Now let's talk more about the commute, because honestly, this is Prosper's real trade-off. You're almost at the far north edge of the Metroplex. That's the deal. You're trading distance for newer and bigger. The two main routes are going to be the Dallas North Tollway running north and south, and US 380 that's running east and west. If your job is in Frisco or the Star, maybe the PGA campus or Frisco Station, you're looking at roughly 15 to maybe 25 minutes, maybe. And then you have Legacy West and West Plano, and we'll call it 25 to maybe 35 minutes. Now that commute can work for a lot of families, but commuting to downtown Dallas is the honest and harder part. Personally, I will say a minimum of 45 to 55 minutes or even more in real traffic, and depending on the time of day that you have to travel there. If you're going to be on site downtown every day, Prosper is going to be a lot of windshield time, and I'd want you to drive it before you actually commit. Now here's a thing that can soften it just a little bit. About a third of Prosper workers do end up working from home. It's a heavily remote and hybrid community, and the median commute lands maybe around 31 minutes. So if you're remote or hybrid, the distance barely bites. If you're a daily downtown commuter, it could bite kind of hard. Now just know which one that you are. Now, all right, the cost section that I told you to wait for, this is where the sticker price isn't the full price, becomes real money. Prosper is one of the pricier suburbs, and there's no way around it. Recent single-family sales have generally landed anywhere from the maybe $700,000 into the $900,000 range and up, depending on the neighborhood and the particular home. Your more typical family homes tend to land in maybe the $600,000 range. Your more move-up homes are closer to the $800s, and luxury homes are well past $1 million. With price per square foot generally in the low to mid 200s, depending on the build. So going in, Prosper is a higher entry point than maybe Allen or McKinney, for example, but the list price isn't this price, it's the taxes. Now here's how it works. Your total property tax bill in Prosper is a stack of separate rates. You have the town, the school district, the county, and the college district. And the combined number depends entirely on the exact address and the exemptions that you qualify for. That total is already higher than a lot of established suburbs. And on top of that, many of these beautiful master plan communities were built with a MUD or a PID. That is a special district that repays the developer for putting in all of those roads and pipes and the beautiful blue lagoons. That charge is going to stack on top of everything else. Now here's the mechanic. A MUD is billed as its own tax rate that's added right into your tax bill. So it scales with the home's value and can run anywhere from a fraction of a percent up past a full percent per year. And a PID usually works the other way. It is a set annual assessment tied to the specific property, most often somewhere in the 4 figures. Now, the reason this matters so much in Prosper is that 2 homes on nearly identical lots can carry very different annual bills, purely because one sits in a MUD or PID and the other one doesn't. On a home at Prosper prices, that spread can run into the thousands of dollars every single year. Now, I'm not telling you to avoid MUD and PID communities. Many of the newer master plan communities in Prosper are going to have them, and you're paying for real amenities that you'll actually use. I'm telling you to know the all-in number before you fall in love, not after. So make sure to get the full tax breakdown and any PID disclosure from the builder or title company before you write the offer if you need it. This is the single biggest money surprise in Prosper, and it's completely avoidable if you look. And of course, no Texas state income tax, which for families coming from California, New York, or Illinois is still going to reshape the whole math. Just remember, your true monthly number is more than price and taxes. Factor in HOA dues, homeowners insurance, any tollway costs, and on new construction, the builder incentive versus a resale home. If you want help running your specific all-in number, that's exactly what the Ask Kristen chat on the website is there for, or just reach out to me. Now the fun part. Then the honest part, the lifestyle in Prosper is genuinely built for families. The Lagoon at Windsong Ranch, Frontier Park, which is the town's big park with fields, ponds, trails, parks, and community events. There's a real downtown with block parties and a fall festival. And inside every one of these master plan communities, you've got resort pools, miles of trails, and dog parks, and a lifestyle director running things all year long. So if you've got young kids and you want a neighborhood where there's always something going on, Prosper delivers that about as well as anywhere. Now the honest trade-offs. There are still a lot of homes being built. That means construction, dust, and roads that are still catching up to the rooftops there. Your view might be a field today and a new section or community next year. It's far north, and that Dallas commute is real. It is a higher price of entry, and the MUD and PID taxes push that true cost up even further. The trees are young and the history is thin. If you want mature oaks and an established, settled feel, well, Prosper isn't that just yet. It is brand new on purpose. So who is Prosper genuinely not for? Well, probably that daily downtown Dallas commuter who wants a short drive, or a buyer on a tighter budget, someone who wants an established, walkable, mature tree neighborhood today, not having to wait 10 years. And anyone who doesn't want to do the homework on taxes and school boundaries, because in a town that's changing this fast, assuming is how you get surprised. Now here's the bottom line. Prosper is really going to be a great fit for a family that wants the newest, biggest home with some amazing resort style amenities. They're looking for maybe a master plan community with active amenities and year-round events to help them get settled into their new neighborhood and find their friends. And they don't mind being at the top edge of the metro in order to get it. It is one of the most family-forward suburbs in North Texas. You just have to go in with your eyes open on 2 things. Verify the school boundary for that exact address of the home that you're looking at buying, and make sure you understand the true all-in tax number before you fall in love. Do those 2 things and Prosper can be a fantastic fit with everything you were hoping for when making a big move here. If you're weighing Prosper against maybe that more established suburb, I've got an Allen versus Prosper video that breaks it down side by side, and it'll be right here. But if you're still researching, go ahead and grab the free DFW Family Relocation Guide on my website. It will walk you through weighing the different schools, commute, budget, and lifestyle. And if you're ready for me to build you an actual Prosper shortlist and run your real tax numbers, head to the Get Started page and tell me all about your family. But you can also just give me a call, send me a text, or an email. It's going to be me that you're going to get on the phone. No fluff over here, no pressure, just some honest conversation to help you weigh all of your options and to give you some real information so that you can decide with confidence and maybe sleep a little bit better tonight. And that is all that I've got for you this time. So until next time, take care.